Hey, it's Coffee and Talking. Today we're talking about.
White label for paddle clubs.
Today we're having coffee at the Padel Club.
Yeah, with a little bit of gossip.
I like it.
Okay, Jules.
So,
First, what are you drinking?
what are you drinking? The Grande Italia Espresso Blend, which is this one is the Micella Bar.
Yes, the
Truly
bar.
delicious. The two shots. This is extraordinary coffee. I mean, the taste is sort of like a sweetness of the espresso. Truly delicious.
Yeah. Same here. Two espresso shots with a little bit of cream. How do you feel with this one versus the other one? We did the other Grand Italia.
I like this one. It's not as you don't have that acidity. That's how you say it.
Acidic.
Acidic. But it's kind of the sweeter, the
Gotcha.
sweeter blend.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's really nice. I really
Yeah.
like it. Nice good coffee.
Delicious.
Okay, so let's talk about merchandise. What should you do if you're a club owner? What should you do when it comes to your merch, right? So you want, people to wear your product, right? Because you're going to be marketing your club. People want to buy, a piece of merch because they want to show off, hey, this is my club. You guys have events that you have. You guys have league tournaments that you can give away, to the winners. So what do you do? Do you do it yourself? Do you go to a third-party company? We're going to talk about that today.
So it's basically when we talk about the white label, you know what I mean? It's talk to a manufacturer or a factory and create your own logo brand for the club. I think it's every club should have that because everybody, if you want to create a communities want to have and branded, what they're proud of it, and they want to bring the shirt with the logo of your club, and on the front, on the back, the hats, the wristband, the socks, everything related to the white label branding. I think everybody does. It's we're here Reserve, but every Reserve has their own white label. Reserve brand. If you go to Ultras, if you go to Paddle Access, everybody has their own white label. I think it's a great way to promote the club, promote the products, and basically create a different vertical for the club to create more revenue.
Okay, so how do you handle it? Because there's so many different ways you can. Well, actually, there's probably two ways you can handle it. One, you go to a reseller, okay, and that reseller is doing everything for you. Meaning they're acquiring the products, and they have products you can see right there and then. They're putting it in the bags, they're putting the tags on, they're putting the logos on, they're doing everything for you. And there's no minimum order. The cost may be a lot more. Each shirt may cost you $20 to $30 each
Or maybe more.
or more,
Yeah.
but you don't have to do a minimum. And they have the product right there and then, and they're doing all the homework. And you as a big club, do you want to go through all that, all those steps, to get your own product for, let's say, half the price or less? Maybe not. But I guess it depends how much you're selling. If you're going to have a lot of events, you're selling. If you're a bigger club, you might want to consider it. And nowadays, it's getting easier and easier to acquire your own white label shirts, with China, Mexico, or other countries. A lot of times they have good, platforms that you can get on. A lot of times you can get samples. A lot of times you can get that cost down to maybe $15.
Yeah,
or less delivered.
Yeah. The other thing is the other thing that you have to be careful at most of these places when you place an order that you have a minimum order, and it's probably 100, 200, 300, whatever. So it's finding what will be the right supplier with a good quality and the quality that you want to have the name of the club
Yeah.
related to. So I think it's very important for you to get samples and then talk to the manufacturer. So you can go to Alibaba, or you can go to a lot of people. What they do, they go through brokers, meaning someone who will do all the work
Legwork.
and bring you the products to you. So that's a different headache for you to have.
So, like I said, if you're a smaller company, you might want to just go through reseller. If you're a bigger company and you foresee this definitely being a department that your marketing company could help you with, because the logos are going to have to be placed. You're going to be making a lot of calls, getting a lot of samples, getting the or you guys have a vision or what you're looking for. It's going to be a little bit more work. Now, if you foresee that that could become a decent vertical, like you're going to be making money off this merchandise, or you're going to be giving it away, or you're going to, then maybe doing the extra work at the beginning it might pay off, because once you have everything set, it's pretty much just making orders whenever your friends. But at the beginning, it's a lot of work. You gotta get the sizes correct. You got to get the presentation, the packaging. You got to get the type of shirts, all these things. But like I said, nowadays they have these platforms that are make it a little bit easier for you, and you can get samples. Or you're a smaller club, and there you're gonna have a minimum order, but you're gonna probably order at least 100 anyways, because you're a bigger club. But if you're a smaller club and you want to get merch, and you don't want to invest the time and sometimes money, maybe going to reseller works for you, but you're gonna be spending, double or sometimes triple. But if you're only making 20 or 30 orders, because it's not really a main vertical in your business, you just want, to give them up for league events or what have you, then that's the way to go. But if you see you're giving them more out or you're selling more, then maybe investing the time and getting a white label directly from the resource.
And the other option that you have, which a lot of the premium clubs are doing, it's go with a known brand. Let's say you go with a Wilson.
Ooh, that's a good one
apparel.
too. Yeah.
You go with a Lacoste. You go with a Lululemon, where you actually all these companies they have retail accounts where you they are wholesalers and they sell it to you and then you can resell it. What you do is, let's say, right now Wilson has a really beautiful brand, same thing as Lacoste and all that. So if you want to put it to that level, open an account with them, bring them to the club, and then what you can do, you can put the logo of your club link with a Wilson or Lacoste brand. So that gives you the extra luxury feel to it to your club. So now I'm wearing something from Lacoste with the logo of your club. That will be also another route. Obviously, it's going to be much more expensive. You buy a Lacoste shirt, but it brings you to a complete new premium level.
That's a great idea. I forgot about that. That is another option there. And you get what they call the credibility, right? If the company wants to work with you, like Wilson, Lacoste, or Lemon, you have that credibility, right? It's like this big company is willing to put their name plus your name there. So that's your margins are going to be very minimal, but just having that credibility, you probably have better chance of people purchasing that item.
Yeah.
Because Wilson, because they make some really nice items. Yeah. But the other thing too is they're going to limit on what you can do, right? They're going to have to prove the logo, where it can be, colors it can be used, stuff like that. So that is definitely another route. I think that's, but the issue you're going to have there is if you're giving them out, because you want people to wear them, right? So if you're gonna buy, let's just say straight to manufacturer, you're probably gonna want to give away 20, 30, 40% of what you have, or maybe more. Because at the end of the day, they're still marketing your company. They have the shirt there with your logo on, and they're walking around, and it's marketing your company. It makes no sense to have them there, and you're not selling them, or they're too expensive, or you can't give them out, and nobody's really wearing them. So you have to kind of figure out what your model here is. One, it's advertising and marketing. You want these people to market your company. So a percentage of it you want to give up for free. The other thing is cost. Who's demographics? What are they willing to spend? What type of club are you? A big club, small club? And that will determine whether you're going to go with a company like Wilson and Lacoste, you're going to go straight to manufacturer, or you're going to go to reseller.
At the end of the day, I think the best way to go is, if you want to be a premium, have that on the retail space, have the premium clothing, and also have the giveaways from a third party company, a broker or something,
a hybrid,
sort of like a hybrid. Same thing, hats for prizes and wristbands and things like that. So I think have the balance of the two, because yes, you want to give away when you do tournaments, when you do events, you want to promote your club. And you want to promote the community. So, and the members of your club, they will feel proud wearing one of the club shirts and all that. So, it's. I think you can do the hybrid option as well, but I think it's a great way. Branding is very important.
Yeah.
Having that retail space, promoting the club, and having a nice shop, selling apparel and accessories, I think is crucial for the look and feel of the club and make it look more like a paddle club.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's creating that environment where it's a real club. It's paddle. You have the store. People want to buy rackets. They want to try rackets. You're giving away, stuff, to the tournaments, and also sell some quality products. So at the end of the day, also you have to be careful with the bottom line, where you have to buy a certain quantity of inventory, and you have to move it. I mean, you have to move that inventory. So if you're spending too much on the wholesale price, then you have to resell for a very high price.
It's not moving. Yeah.
It's not moving. So you will see that within the first year of operating a club, where your margins are, and if you're really moving or not. And then you have to always be changing the bottoms. You can't be having that same shirt or skirt sitting on the rack for a year.
Right.
You have to move it. I mean, people want to see something different every single time. If I come to the club 2 or 3 times a week and I see always the same shirt hanging in there, you have to be always moving things around, changing the look and feel of the shop, how it looks, where it's located.
I think that's where the hybrid, I think, is a good idea, because you have your main shirts, right? They're, let's say, a little expensive, let's say through Wilson or Lacoste, and that's your traditional ones. And then, you can go straight to the manufacturer and get 100, less expensive shirts that you're giving away for events and so forth. And that could also be in there. It doesn't mean it's not, just because it's less expensive, it's not nice. It's just the material is a little less expensive. Now they have an option, so they go there and they see some nice stuff. Oh, $70 may be too much, or $40 may be too much. But then they have another option here that is just say $19.99, and at least they're gonna take something, and they're wearing that shirt with your logo on it. So there's different types of models depending on the type of club you have and what your goal
what I
is.
was trying to refer to, it's you always want to be, let's say, once a month, reshuffling things around the shop. Not always have everything in the same spot, but always make it look different, so you attract the eyes of the customer or the member to see, oh, is this new, or no? You should, when you move something from one side to the next, it creates that, there were some changes here.
The illusion that there's different, more items, more options.
It's when you go to the big stores and they're always changing the layout, the display, It's very important for you to be proactive on that and changing the display and what you're showing, because that creates that curiosity, feel that, what is this? Or you put something extra there, or you change a different colors and things like that. So that's very important also, to be able to expose the what you're selling much better.
Right.
Good, guys. Well, I hope this was helpful, and you can always DM us, and don't forget to click that notification button right there, because we're always uploading interesting things for you club owners, paddle players, and everyone looking to fall in love with this beautiful sport. And please don't forget to share, like, and please, we'll see you next time.